Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 9 p.m. English news edition. The top stories of tonight are: Djibouti remains an important phase for stability in Horn of Africa, highlighted by the visit of Japanese Defense Minister Mr. Nakatani Gen. And after weeks of a severe drought, the first heavy rains have brought much needed relief to Djibouti city. And on the international scene, discussions are underway between the US and European leaders to provide Ukraine with security guarantees. Welcome back in our newsroom. We begin tonight's news with this high-level Japanese delegation visits the Djiboutian parliament. The Speaker of the National Assembly, Dileita Mohamed Dileita, received yesterday a courtesy visit from Japanese Minister of Defense, Mr. Nakatani Gen, and the accompanying delegation. This formal meeting, which took place in the two phases, was attended by several prominent figures, including the first Vice President of the National Assembly, Safia Elmi Jibril, the Japanese ambassador to Djibouti, Hara Keishi, the parliament's questor, the president of the Djibouti-Japan Friendship Group, the chairperson of the Parliamentary Defense and Security Committee, and others. The Speaker of the National Assembly and his distinguished guest conducted their discussion first in the National Assembly's VIP lounge and then in the larger setting of the Parliament's main conference hall. The primary focus of the talks between the two parties was the bilateral cooperation between Japan and Djibouti, with a particular emphasis on the facilities offered by the Republic of Djibouti for the establishment of Japan's only overseas military base located in Djibouti. First, Speaker Dileita Mohamed Dileita highlighted the strong, long-standing relationship between the two friendly and brotherly nations. Referring to his official visit to Japan last June, he emphasized that each meeting, including this one, aims to further strengthen bilateral cooperation for the benefit of both Djibouti and Japan. He did not fail to reiterate that this successful relationship is built on diplomacy grounded in constructive dialogue and mutual respect for national interests. Minister Katani Gen expressed Japan's profound gratitude to Djibouti's President Ismail Omar Guelleh for his continued support of the Japanese self-defense forces based in Djibouti. And now, Japanese Defense Minister visits Djibouti with a focus on defense cooperation. As part of his official visit to Djibouti, Japanese Minister of Defense, Mr. Nakatani Gen, was received by the acting Minister of Defense in charge of parliamentary relations and Minister of Infrastructure and Transport, Hassan Hamid Ibrahim, along with the Chief of Staff of the Djiboutian Armed Forces, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim. A grand reception ceremony was held at the headquarters of the General Directorate of International Relations of the National Armed Forces. The Japanese minister was warmly welcomed with a high-level military ceremony which included performances by the National Military Music units and a Women's Armed Forces ensemble, as well as units from the Air Force and Navy. The national anthems of Japan and Djibouti were played. the Japanese defense minister and his delegation was warmly greeted on the spot by the senior officers of the Djiboutian armed forces who were present for the official reception. Djibouti hosts a Japanese only overseas military base established in 2011 to secure vital trade routes through the Bab el Mandeb Strait and the Red Sea. Discussion during the meeting focused on strengthening defense cooperation, particularly in maritime security, given the regional tensions in the Red Sea and ongoing security challenges. This partnership holds significant strategic value. And following the reception ceremony, a high-level bilateral meeting was held in the reception hall. The discussion provided an opportunity to reaffirm the strategic partnership between the Republic of Djibouti and Japan based on mutual trust and solidarity. The two sides delved into key areas of cooperation, notably in defense and maritime security, underscoring the shared commitment to securing vital trade routes and ensuring stability in the region. The importance of joint operations, training initiatives, and intelligence sharing was also emphasized as critical for enhancing the effectiveness of both nations' defense capabilities. A significant portion of the conversation focused on the future of disaster management cooperation. Given the growing risk posed by natural disasters in the region, both parties discussed ways and means to enhance mutual preparedness and response capabilities, as well as strengthen coordination during a crisis. The ministers also explored the expansion of technical support for the Djiboutian army forces with a focus on modernizing military infrastructure and improving operational efficiency. Additionally, the two sides examined a variety of infrastructure projects aimed at enhancing regional stability and security. Thereafter, Foreign Minister welcomed Japan's Defense Minister. On Sunday afternoon, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation spokesperson of the government, Abdul Qadir Hussein Umar, received the Japanese Minister of Defense, General Nakatani Jen, who is on an important official visit to Djibouti. During the meeting, discussion focused on the bilateral relations between Djibouti and Japan, as well as the existing cooperation in the military and security fields. The Djiboutian Foreign Minister and the Japanese Defense Minister also addressed several issues of mutual interest with a focus on strengthening coordination and future collaboration between the two nations. Let's be reminded that the Japanese air logistics support units, along with naval vessels from Japan's self-defense forces, has been based in Djibouti since 2009 as part of the international forces tasks with the combating piracy and ensuring the safety of navigation in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. Additionally, Japan opened its first overseas military base in Djibouti in June 2011. In an interview, the Japanese ambassador to Djibouti, Harakishi, highly praised Djibouti's effort to enhance bilateral cooperation with Japan. He stated that as Djibouti is home to Japan's only self-defense force base, this base plays a crucial role in ensuring maritime security in the region and globally, particularly through its involvement in anti-piracy operations. He emphasized that Djibouti is a strategically important partner for Japan in their pursuit of a diplomatic vision for a free and open Indo-Pacific regarding economic cooperation. The ambassador Harakishi mentioned that several major projects are currently underway in Djibouti and noted that 2025 marks the 25th anniversary of the Japan International Cooperation Agency in the country. he pointed out that JICA's volunteers work alongside the Jewish people and have earned the trust of the local community. The ambassador Keishi also highlighted that the strengthening of bilateral relations is further demonstrated by high-level exchanges between the two countries. He recalled that the Speaker of the National Assembly, Dileita Mohammed Dileita, had visited Japan, where he met with the various ministers and the speakers of both houses of the Japanese parliament. The ambassador added that it was a great honor for him to have inaugurated the two new vessels with the president of Djibouti this year, which were provided to the Djiboutian Coast Guard. He also mentioned that in December, the Japanese government had decided to supply the Djiboutian Navy with a maritime surveillance radar system. On the economic side, the ambassador mentioned that a new ferry service had started operating between Djibouti and Tajora. He noted that it had been a great honor to inaugurate the service alongside the Djiboutian Prime Minister. Finally, he pointed to the constructions of the Balbala Bridge as another testament to the strong and fruitful cooperation between the two nations. In the second part of his interview, the Japanese ambassador to Djibouti, Harakishi, spoke about the distinguished bilateral relation between Djibouti and Japan. He mentioned that the Tokyo International Conference on African Development, TICAD, was first held in 1993, many years ago, and that the 9th TICAD conference is scheduled to take place this summer in Yokohama. The ambassador noted that during the TICAD conference held in Tunisia in 2022, Japan announced its intention to invest a total of $30 billion over 3 years, and that Japan's commitments are currently being implemented continuously. He gave the example of infrastructure projects underway in many African countries, highlighting the construction of Balbala Bridge in Djibouti as one such example. He also recalled that a diplomatic relation between Japan and Djibouti dates back to 1978, the year following Djibouti's independence. Since then, Japan has consistently supported the Djiboutian people in various fields, including infrastructure, basic education, healthcare, and maritime security. Finally, the ambassador affirmed that Japan is a reliable partner to Djibouti and expressed his confidence that Japan will continue to be a trustworthy and loyal partner to Djibouti and its people. Other news now, the Mohammed Burhan Qasim ferry, which has been providing maritime transport services between Djibouti and Oboh region for over a decade, recently received a comprehensive upgrade after being out of service due to a technical malfunction. The ferry was fitted with the new engines, marking a significant step toward improving its performance and enhancing its reliability. After 16 years of service, this ferry remains a vital tool for the transportation of people and essential trade between Djibouti and Oboh. Thanks to continuous maintenance by the Maritime Affairs Department, the ferry has maintained a regular and safe service over the years. With the installation of the new engines, passengers will now benefit from improved transport conditions, ensuring the continued connection between the two regions. The engine installation was carried out this morning in the presence of the Director of Maritime Affairs and a representative from the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA. This upgrade symbolizes the authorities' commitment to enhancing national maritime transport and meeting the expectation of users. Let's listen now to some reaction gathered by our team.
The initiative of the Department of Maritime Affairs to implement this much big repair work of the ferry to have a new engine. And I'm really glad to know that the government of Djibouti is taking very good care of the ferry donated by the government of Japan, even after 15 years. So I hope the ferry will continue to be utilized as an important measure of transportation by the people of Djibouti.
After weeks of intense droughts, Djibouti finally witnessed its first heavy rainfall. In this context, the first good news came from the interior regions. According to the National Meteorological Agency, these areas experienced heavy rains, which are part of the rainy season. This long-awaited blessing reached the capital, Djibouti city, around midnight last night. The first raindrops began falling on Djibouti city, and gradually what started as intermittent showers became heavier, sparking joy among residents. This morning, light rain continued accompanied by mild thunderstorm and moderate winds, which helped cool the atmosphere and lower the temperatures. The rain affected various neighborhoods in the capital, including Razdika, Balbala, and Bulaus, where significant water accumulation was noticed in several main and side streets. Although the sun appeared intermittently, the sky remained mostly cloudy, signaling the possibility of more rain in the coming hours. Weather forecasts also indicate the likelihood of more rainfall in the coming days, offering hope to the people of Djibouti who have been particularly affected by the ongoing drought. Moreover, the National Office of Water and Sanitation in Djibouti has reminded residents of the importance of maintaining the country's sanitation infrastructure. The office has emphasized that rainwater drainage facilities should under no circumstance be used as waste dumping grounds. Local authorities also urge residents to act responsibly and ensure that these drainage systems remain clear. In the region now of Hayu and Tagura, heavy rainfall was also observed. The city of Hayu in particular experienced a significant rainfall last night, beginning around 1 a.m. and continuing until approximately 8 a.m. The heavy rain flooded the upper city and the coastal area extending all the way to Korangar, providing a brief respite from the severe drought. Fortunately, no material or human damage was reported as a result of the heavy rainfall. These rains are expected to benefit the local ecosystems as well as agricultural and pastoral activities in the area, with the potential for replenishing groundwater reserve. Authorities did not issue any specific warnings, and life in the affected areas returned to normal after the rain stopped. However, monitoring remains essential in anticipation of more severe weather conditions in the coming days. Heavy rains poured down on the city of Al Sabih last night around 11:30 p.m. and continued into this Tuesday morning. The steady and calm rainfall brought much needed relief to the residents after weeks of intense heat and drought. Throughout the night, the sky remained overcast with raindrops falling gently, spreading across the streets and rejuvenated the surrounding green spaces and fields. This rainfall is truly a blessing for farmers and pastoralists in the region, as it signals an improvement in pastures and crops. No major damage or flooding was reported by the authorities. Under the auspices of the Ministry of Sport, Harajo Fitness Club organized a special session at the large multipurpose hall of Hassan Goulet Stadium dedicated to around 30 senior citizens. The goal of the initiative was to encourage physical activity tailored to maintaining fitness, vitality, and overall health. The session was led by a fitness expert with the participants benefiting from focus and safe exercise aimed at improving flexibility, endurance, and cardiovascular health. This initiative is part of Harajo Fitness Club's commitment to making sport accessible, especially for the most vulnerable groups, by providing a platform for seniors to engage in regular health promoting activities. This program not only enhances their physical well being but also promotes a more inclusive approach to fitness, highlighting the importance of lifelong health and the role of sport in supporting an active and fulfilling life at any age. In his statement, the president of Harajo Fitness Club, Mukhtar Abdi Roble, encouraged all those interested in joining the sessions to sign up, emphasizing that fitness is a health beneficial sport accessible to everyone regardless of age. He also thanked the State Secretariat of Sport for its continued support, noting that this support enables the club to continue its development and effectively contribute to promoting health through sports in Djibouti. This initiative, he said, highlights the growing importance of community engagement in health and fitness, paving the way for more inclusive and accessible opportunities for physical well-being across all age groups in the country. Obituary now to conclude with the national news. It is with deep sadness that we report the passing of the great artist Hamadou Dabele Mohamed Chousan of the Djiboutian nation and a symbol of its cultural heritage. Born in 1948 in Jabal Gouda, the late Hamadou Dabele embodied the essence of the Djiboutian spirit. He was not just an actor but a master of dramatic arts whose natural talents and unique charisma captivated Djiboutian audience for decades. His roles were known for their authenticity and depth, touching the hearts of all who watch him. Hamadou Dabele Mohamed possesses a rare and valuable talent, especially in the field of theater. In addition to his remarkable performances, which will remain etched in the national memory, he was a kind and compassionate teacher to many young artists. Sharing his valuable experience, he contributed greatly to the development of a new generation of talent that will forever carry on his artistic legacy. In this painful moment of loss, we extend our heartfelt condolences and deepest sympathy to the family, loved ones, and all who had the honor of knowing this remarkable man. Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Let's turn now to the regional news. In yesterday's matches, Algeria and Uganda secured their spots in the quarterfinals of the 2025 African Nation Championship. Algeria drew 0-0 with Niger, earning the point needed to advance with 6 points. Uganda played a thrilling 3-3 draw against South Africa, topping the group with 7 points, while South Africa with 6 points was eliminated. As a result, Uganda finished first in the group, followed by Algeria. South Africa and Niger were eliminated at the group stage. In Kenya now, Kataria launches Agriculture and Innovation Center. Kataria, a leader in modern agriculture, has launched its new Agriculture and Innovation Center. The initiative aims to promote agricultural innovation and smart farming solutions using the latest digital technology. The center will support farmers and agricultural businesses by offering solutions to increase productivity, improve crop quality, and reduce the use of natural resources such as water and fertilizers in line with environmental sustainability goals. And on the international scene now, US, EU, and Ukraine discuss security guarantees. A positive trilateral meeting took place at the White House between the US, EU, and Ukraine. NATO Secretary General revealed ongoing discussion about security guarantees for Ukraine, similar to NATO protections for its members. US President Trump and Ukrainian President Zelensky highlighted efforts to put in place these security guarantees, stressing that NATO membership was not part of the discussion. While Trump expressed support for European security guarantees for Ukraine, he did not commit to deploying U.S. troops, stating the presence will resemble NATO's security framework. So that's it for tonight's news. Thanks for being with us and have a good time.